back for a solo game of Ironsworn, and we're going to resume the game we've started a couple of weeks ago, involving and introducing a character called Mila Ninsunu, force of nature. She is a gigantic woman, very sturdy, very strong. Since the last couple of weeks I had some time to give many thoughts about this character, and if you remember well, she's got three assets: the veteran, dancer and masked assets. The veteran asset, I said that she was probably a warrior, but she doesn't have any combat skills, talent, combat skill assets. So, combat talent actually is the name. She's probably not a warrior per se, but I would say that she's a veteran from the militia, from her original community, which probably suits better. Yeah. And so we're going to resume the adventures of Mila and actually start a really first adventure, and so we have arrived actually, or we are arriving in High Cairn, which is a small mining settlement led by Gilliana, a male healer, and he's a good healer, but he's not a very good leader, and his authority is disputed by a newly arrived character called Mura. And Mura, although nobody really know who he is, but inside, I mean, he's a thief, and he probably wants to take the settlement over for his own benefits, probably to get some wealth out of the iron ore. So we are just arriving to High Cairn, and as I previously said, I have a total lack of imagination, so I'm just going to roll to check what's going to happen. So let's quickly try and get us a settlement trouble, although it's not going to be a real trouble, but just to get started. A disastrous accident. Well, that's nice. Let's start from here. And imagine that when Mila actually arrives in High Cairn, it is the end of the day, and as the dawn comes close, there is a lot of people. A lot of people. Like a big agitation, huge agitation in the mining village, with some people picking up tools from the village and quickly rushing to the entrance of the mine. And as Mila stops one of the passersby and asks for what is actually going on, the person says, "Well, there's been an accident at the mine. One of the corridor collapsed, and we have a bunch of people stuck in there. It's very dangerous. You look like a big woman. We might need your help and your strength." Mila dashes to the entrance of the mine, where 20 people are scattered around the entrance, gathering tools and getting organized, carrying rocks, like huge big rocks outside the mine, in wagons. And amongst all these persons, there is one slim, tall guy with long dark hair, and he's giving orders, trying to organize the evacuation operation. Mila gets close to this man, and she introduces herself. "Hi, I'm Mila. How can I help?" The guy looks at her and really impressed by the size of a woman, although he has to handle this critical situation, and He tells her, "You might not be at ease inside the tunnels, but your strength will definitely be helpful. If you can give a hand, that'd be much appreciated, whoever you are." Listening only to her own courage, Mila accepts to join the evacuation group, and she gets rid of any form of equipment that could impede her, knowing that she would be already impeded by her own gigantic size, and she steps into the tunnels along with a group of 5 other people, progressing at first quite easily, but then she needs to bend, and it's a bit difficult for her to follow the group of miners, but she endures and continue her way, and to herself she vows to find those trapped miners and save them. And she's got a pendant around her neck with a piece of iron at the end of it. She touches her pendant and mutters to herself, I will save those miners, I swear it. And this is our first vow. So let's record this new vow. Progress vow. So this vow is save the trapped miners. And yeah, I'm gonna make this like a troublesome vow. It's not really gonna be complicated, and I don't want to go into like a whole side delving experience for the moment. So let's make that simple. It's just an introductory scene. Had vow. Right. So yeah, she's with the expedition group, and they first need to progress towards the miners before the miners actually either suffocates or maybe another collapse actually buries them. Definitely. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe we could make that like a challenge scene. Yeah, interesting. Let's have a look at the challenge scene rules. If I can remember where it is. I think it's in the gameplay in depth. Let's look for it. Challenge scene. Why can I find it? Oh, maybe in the index. Always look for the index. Table of content. Challenge dice. It's not here. Come on. Where is that? Yeah, I found it. This is scene challenges and not challenge scene actually. Yeah, a scene challenge. So yeah, we need to have like a countdown track of 4 marks, and on a miss we're gonna mark a countdown box, and on a weak hit too. So that's it must be resolved with face danger. Yeah, so actually we must be able to rescue the miners using either face danger or secure an advantage, and we must do that before the countdown is actually fully ticked. And when all the countdown boxes are marked, it is where I must try the progress move. That's fair. So we're gonna make this. We're gonna record this into our. Oops, sorry, you don't need this. See this. So this is scene challenge count down 0 out of 4. Okay, now, okay. The group of miners evolves rapidly, although Mila is being tailed and distanced because of her size. I think that the first role we're going to do is a face danger role in order to see how well she's capable of progressing inside these tunnels that are getting smaller and smaller. And maybe if the role is not that good, maybe she gets distanced and separated from the group of miners. And who knows, maybe she'll get lost inside the tunnels. Let's see this. Let's see how it goes. So we're going to go to the face danger move, and we actually go Lodestar. We're going to use Lodestar because it's easier to refer to the moves here. Face danger. When you attempt something risky or react to an imminent threat, envision your action and roll. If you act with speed, agility or precision, roll edge, charm, loyalty, courage, heart. Aggressive action, forceful defense, strength or endurance, roll iron. Deception, stealth, trickery, shadow, expertise, insight and observation, wits. Here I think she has to move with speed, agility and precision. So she's gonna roll with edge actually. Roll with edge. Okay, let's see what's going on. Roll with edge. All right. Hey, nice. We got a 3 on our action dice, and 2 plus 2 is stats 5 compared to a 2 and a 3. We were very lucky on the challenge dice. It is a strong hit. That's good. Very good. A strong hit. So, on a strong hit, you are successful. Take +1 momentum. Yes, please. With 3 momentum. And we are successful. Okay, so the first thing is that in spite of a size, of a large size, she's still very, very supple and very agile. And also despite the fact that she's probably around the 40s, yet she manages to follow the miners and not actually she's not delayed, and she can quickly and swiftly go through the tunnels, probably like crawling as well at some point. And so that's a strong hit. That's very good. And at some point, and after like 10 minutes, she finds that she can become more accustomed to the tunnels, and especially the fact that they lack some sort of light, or some of the miners had torches or lanterns, probably more. Yeah, they probably have lanterns, and so in spite of the fact that she's going not blind, but in a very poorly lit environment, she manages to get used to the sharp edges and the uneven terrain she needs to evolve in. At some point, the group of miners arrive at a crumbled site where there's probably this huge beam that collapsed and is bearing their way. Instinctively, they all turned towards her, although the men are quite strong and quite sturdy themselves, but definitely they're no match for Mila. So they look at her. Well, maybe you could help now. And Mila gets to the front and she starts trying to pull this huge beam, out of try to take it out of the ground and put it on their shoulder so that the man can pass, and a couple of them could actually try and find a way to sustain the beam with some some tools maybe. It is as it is confined environment. It's difficult to work with more than one people on the process, which is the reason why they're trying to have Mila do it, because she's probably the stronger of them all. So it's gonna be like a secure advantage here, I think, because she we got a strong hit before, so let's take this, let's use this and take this as an advantage, and try to secure an advantage. And she's obviously going to use like a strength to do this, so with iron. Here it is. She's crouching, taking the beam with the full hands and starting to pull and using all the strength, bending all muscles. All right, let's see how it goes with iron. Roll. Oh, okay. Oh, we are unlucky. We got a 1 on our action die, a 3 on the stats, which is a 4 compared to a 8 and a 3. It's a weak hit. Ha, damn. On a weak hit, your advantage is short-lived. Take +1 momentum. Okay. Yes. And as we are in a scene challenge, so we must tick 1 box of our scene challenge. Not good. All right. Oh, but actually maybe as we have we started to progress easily, so maybe we can mark some progress here. Okay. What's going on? Why didn't it mark the progress? Come on. Is that a bug? Oh no, it's just long. So she takes the beam, takes it off the ground, and in a display of strength, put it on her shoulder. But she can feel that there is a lot of weight, a lot of pressure, and she's probably not going to last long. Hurry, she says. And the miners actually quickly pass under the beam, and she just has time to take a side step before the beam actually collapses again, and some rocks falls over, blocking the passage. The way back, they must find another way, or they will actually waste some time trying to dig out their way here, which is something that we're going to take note of. So must find another way back or dig their way out. Right. That's nice. Maybe should we say that this is another? No, it's not like it's not like a step on the. No, it's not going to be a waypoint. Actually, I mean a milestone of the quest. Definitely not. They continue their way. They continue their path, and at some point, they arrive at the crossing, and the miners are not quite sure whether they should go left or right. they try to probe and listen to the voices of their trapped friends, but actually they're not quite sure. All the sounds here are echoing in the darkness, and it seems like maybe the voices could actually come from the left, from the right, or even from behind them. It's really unsure which way they must go, and it's probably like gonna be like a 50-50 chance that they take the wrong path. So we're going to ask the oracle for this and consider that there's a 50-50 chance. And we roll a 6, so it's a no. They haven't taken the good way, they took the wrong way, yeah. So they continue their way, they continue to go down the tunnels, deeper and deeper, and it's getting really dirty with a lot of dust. It's getting difficult to breathe actually, and Mila is not accustomed to this kind of environment, although the other miners are. It's getting more and more difficult for her to breathe and to progress. She's bent in two, basically. There are almost no places where she could actually just stand properly. Her back starts to hurt, her lungs starts to hurt, and I think that she, considering these difficulties and those troubles, she's probably has to face danger, to see if she is capable of continuing her progress, and if she sustains all those troubles and all those difficulties. Let's have a look. It's gonna be like it's gonna be iron, of course. Yes, it's a physical feat, obviously, and hopefully because it's a bigger stat, and it's a weak hit. Okay. On a weak hit, you succeed but face a troublesome cost. Choose one. You delay to lose advantage or face a new danger. Suffer -1 momentum. You're tired or hurt, end your harm. You're dispirited or afraid, end your stress. You sacrifice resources, suffer -1 supply. I guess that, yeah, she probably end your harm, yeah. I mean, it's an obvious result. It's not going to make that even more difficult than it is. End your harm. When you face physical danger, suffer -1 minus health equal to your foe's rank or as appropriate. As we are in a troublesome quest, I would imagine that she suffers 1 health. So she rises at +4. She goes to +4. Then, if you're at 0, suffer minus momentum equal to any remaining minus health, which is not the case. Then roll plus health or plus iron, whichever is higher. We're gonna roll plus health then. Here, and it's a weak hit. Okay. On a weak hit, you're present. Okay, great. So yeah, she starts coughing, and she's a bit dizzy. The lack of proper fresh air actually starts to impede her movements, and on several occasions, and maybe also because of the constrained space, maybe she's got something going on here that she hasn't anticipated, but maybe like sort of a constrained space phobia or something. But it's at several moments, several steps on the way, she must pause, she must stop, put her hand on the wall, and recover her breath, recover her spirits, and she feels dizzy. And at some point, the miner stops and they turn to her. Well, I guess we're either lost or it's not the good way. We must fall back to our steps, retrace our steps, and maybe take the other way. And with that, we are actually going to mark another scene challenge box because they realize that it's the wrong way. So they all retrace their steps towards the previous crossing, and they start anew and follow the paths that were on the right hand side, and after like 5 more minutes of walk and a difficult walk, I think that I'd like something to happen here. So what could that be? Yeah, I have an idea. At some point, the miners just stop, and they quickly turn the lantern off. "What's going on?" says Mila. She's not accustomed to pitch dark and the kind of ambience that you can have in those tunnels without any light. One of the miners says, "Smell that? Yeah, it's gas. We must turn off the flames, any kind of flames. And from now on, we must go blind." Apparently they're accustomed to this kind of things, and the way they progress with each other. They probably like tie a rope around their waist, and evolve like this slowly, and probably a hand on the wall, trying to get and remain close to one another, while one of them is actually poking the ground with a tool. What would that be? Damn, I've lost my word. A pickaxe. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, poking the ground with the pickaxe, just to make sure that there's no trap, or by trap I mean like a pit they could fall into or something. And so although it might be not natural but like second nature to the miners, this is something Mila has never done. So she's going to face danger again. Yeah, definitely face danger here. And this time, I think she's more focused on senses, and trying to trust the ways of the miners rather than using her own physical abilities, whether it is strength or agility. So she's gonna be using wits here for a change, and it's a weak hit. On a weak hit, you succeed but face a troublesome cost. Choose one. You're delayed, lose adventure, face new dangers. Okay. Okay. I don't really have an idea here. Anything can work really. Maybe injustice. She's probably realizing that she suffers from claustrophobia or something, and that combined to the fact that this whole thing is kind of new to her, and the the fact that she needs to trust people that she actually has never met before, and she is in total darkness. Yeah, she starts to her lips stops to tickle a bit, and the tips of her fingers as well. Hot pulses rises, and she feels more dizzy, more almost lightheaded. Yeah, she's almost on the verge of having like a panic attack, and she's going to endure stress. So she's going to endure one stress, and we're going to roll on the endure stress table with spirit or heart. Yeah, with spirit. And it's a weak hit again. The table says press on. Yeah, you press on. So in spite of the physical discomfort that she starts to feel, and the distress she starts to experience, she presses on, and she managed to take a deep breath, breathe in, breathe out. Although this every breath is filled with dust and this smell of a gas that she doesn't know and that she doesn't trust, yet she manages to get the best out of herself, remain in control of herself, and follow the miners. Actually, to a huge pile of rocks crumbled, and from the other side of this rocky wall, they can actually hear the mutters and the mumbling of the other miners. Are you here? Help us, please. Help. Gani has broken a leg, I guess, and we are not in good shape, Bill. All of us, there's three of us actually. One of us is probably dead. Help us, please. So I think we can now mark one milestone for our vow, because we have arrived to the site where the miners are. Mark progress, and we're going to actually try to take all those rocks away, although this is still something that must be done in the dark, which is gonna make things complicated. If it wasn't in the dark, I would say that probably the group of miners have time to prepare and organize things properly, but as it is in the dark, and anything can happen really, it's probably going to be more like a face danger, and they can face quite huge consequences in case of a miss. Let's have a look at that. So the miner starts to rumble through the rock. It's all doing like in the dark, and so they are just trying to find the proper pieces of stones to remove quietly and easily. They're probably gonna make like sort of a chain, so it's gonna take some time. And Mila has a part to play in that. And this is gonna be using can be using edge, can be using iron, it can be using wits as well. So in order to make things more difficult, I'm gonna use the lowest of the stat, which is gonna be either edge or wits here, and we're gonna use wits anyway, no matter. And it's a miss. Interesting. Although I didn't want her to miss, but it's a miss. So, on a miss, you fail, or your progress is undermined by a dramatic and costly turn of events. Well, I guess there is an obvious there is an obvious result that would be that the more rocks actually collapses, and but that might have a consequence that we're going to determine. Let's pay the price for the moment. Where is that? Where's my pay the price? It's in the suffer move, if my memory serves well. No, it's not. Well, where is it? Come on. Oh, it's in the oracles? I can't remember. Damn. I'm not using this book as often as I should. Where is that? Pay the price, pay the price. Let's see with the index maybe. Ah, come on. I'm stupid. I'm using Lodestar, so it's not gonna be here. But I'll be able to find it easily, I guess. Where's my pay the price table? Pay the price. Fate moves. Come on. Something's missing here, I guess. Okay, when you suffer the outcome of a move, choose one. Make the obvious negative outcome happens. Okay, roll dice. Okay. We're going to roll the dice here, just to see what are the consequences of this this extra fall of rocks. Can have a lot of consequences actually. So let's roll some dice. Yep. Well, I have a pay the price here. Very good. A new danger foe is revealed. Interesting. Okay. Well. First of all, we're going to add an extra countdown box on our scene challenge, as we failed miserably to help these miners escape, to save those miners, and a new danger is revealed. What could that be? I don't want to go into a fight scene like it's too obvious. Yeah, I know. Probably it's yeah, I have an idea. It's not like new rocks actually collapsing from above. It's more like the ground collapsing from below, and Mila ends up with another miner a few meters down a pit from which she must actually go out, and this is gonna be like a tough one, and maybe she gets hurt on the way. Let's give it a 50-50 chance. Does she get hurt? Yes, she does. Okay, so she probably endures one harm as well from the fall. I'm being drastic here because normally there should be like only one complication, but I feel like it's logical, and we're going to end your arm with Alpha Iron. It's the same, nevertheless. And it's a strong hit. Oh, good. So on a strong hit on injure arm, shake it off. If your health is greater than 0, suffer -1 momentum in exchange for +1 health, or embrace the pain and take +1 momentum, which I'm going to do. When the ground collapses under their feet, in an attempt of despair, Mila tries to catch something around her, and she manages to catch the edge of the pit she's fallen into, but then all of her weight is suddenly put on one wrist, and that she can feel that the pain actually going to the wrist before she let it go and falls into the pit. Yeah, she's going to have trouble using right hand for the moment, but well, now she must actually yeah, climb the pit up, and this is going to take some time. And I think that if we consider the challenge scene is the countdown is actually on 3 out of 4. It means that even if, oh no, that yeah, it means that if we get a strong hit, it's not going to increase the challenge countdown. But if we get short of a strong hit, it is going to increase the challenge countdown, and then we will have to make the progress move. So she's going to blindly climb up the pit to go back in front of the rocky wall to continue helping the trapped miners, and to do so she's going to use edge, because she needs to be like yeah, agile and precise, and it's going to be like a face danger, definitely. So she's gonna face danger with edge, and let's pray that we are doing a strong hit. We have 5 momentum. It's not that big. Oh god, it's a weak hit, and no matter what, it's a weak hit. Okay. On a weak hit, you succeed but face a troublesome cost. Choose one. You are delayed, lose advantage, face a new danger. Endure harm, endure stress, suffer -1 supply. Let's pay the price and see what happens. It is harmful, yeah. So probably the fact that she is climbing the pit using maybe like a sprained wrist is actually very, very painful, and she endure 1 arm. And let's roll iron for the yeah, and it's a strong nice. It's a strong hit on the endure arm, which is supposed to have an effect. Either I'm exchanging 1 momentum for 1 health, or I'm taking +1 momentum. I think I'm going to take +1 momentum here. And maybe I'm going to consider that although I got a weak hit on the face danger, maybe the strong hit actually compensates it. And we're not gonna mark the progress, the countdown box progress mark, because I really want to try those miners out. So we dig the miners. We continue digging the rocky wall with the help of miners, and it's gonna be like a new face danger. Probably the last one, I guess, before we actually conclude the scene challenge, and it's gonna be using it's gonna be I can't remember the one I used. Wits. So it's gonna be using wits again, and it's a weak hit, so definitely concludes the countdown box. So on a weak hit, you succeed by face a troublesome cost. God. I think that she's going to suffer minus momentum. She's really putting a lot of efforts here, trying to help and trying to get the miners free from their rocky prison. So yeah, -1 momentum fits the description, and it's another countdown progress on our challenge scene, on our scene challenge. Sorry. So making moves. Resolve the scene challenge. Continue to make moves each time vision you approach until either your countdown track is full all 4 boxes are marked, or you decide you're ready to resolve the scene. In either case, roll the challenge dice and compare to your progress tracks. As with standard progress moves, you may not burn momentum on this roll, and you are not affected by negative momentum. Okay. The question now is whether or not we consider that we have actually managed to get an extra milestone. I don't think so, honestly. I think that this is the point where we can consider either they are safe to. Either we freed them, and I'm going to use the progress mark that we have here, marked on the quest, or not. If they are not saved, then they're lost, basically, and it's a failure. If they are saved, I would consider the quest not to be over yet, because we still have the way back to do, which is going to be like an extra milestone. So let's check for the progress move here. Progress move, it's a weak hit. Okay, that's nice. So yeah. So I'm not going to really. What I'm going to do is it's not like resolving the vow. I'm bending the rules here. So I'm not going to actually make the fulfill your vow move, because as I said, it's not what I expected. Maybe digging them out would have been digging the miners out, having this. Getting rid of this stony wall would actually have been maybe it could have been a progress by itself, but let's keep it simple for the moment. It's just that the fact that it's a weak hit, it's gonna cost me something. I'm going to pay the price basically for this. So I consider that I have marked progress, but I must pay the price for that, which seems fair, and it is harmful. Okay, she's gonna get out of here if she does, in a very, very bad shape. This poor gigantic woman. So she's at +1 now, +1 health, and we must endure arm. Okay. End your arm with iron. Oh, God. And it's a miss. Interesting. Difficult to miss with +3 in a stat. Really difficult, but possible. On a miss, also suffer -1 momentum. Alright. Yeah, so she's not wounded, but she's hurt. And she is exhausted, really. When finally they could feel the other miners' hands, and they tie their own rope to their ropes, actually, to the ropes they have around their wrists, and they start doing the way back up until this moment when they could actually smell the gas no more, and one of the experienced miner decides to turn the lanterns back on, and with the coming back of the light, actually hope comes back as well. Maybe they probably realize that it's gonna be the end of it soon, although they either have to dig their way out or find a new way back, which is going to be handled quite easily. We're going to secure an advantage here to do that. So secure an advantage using wits, using expertise, definitely, yeah. And it's a weak hit. Okay, So on a weak hit, your advantage is short-lived. You take +1 momentum. So they arrive at the where they actually was this huge beam blocking the way, and they look at Mila again, and Mila starts to take the beam off the ground again, but she's too exhausted, and definitely this is something that she can't do. So in spite of the fact that they retrieve their way back, she basically just shakes her head. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm too exhausted. And my wrist is maybe broken or sprinkled. We must find another way. The leader of the miners actually says, "Yeah, I think I saw another passage a little bit earlier. Maybe we should try this one." And they go back their steps a little bit, and indeed they find a very small tunnel that was dug probably as a side tunnel, and they start to crawl in it. But Mila is she's at the end of the available resources and strength that she has, and she's probably gonna need to face danger again using iron, maybe if she fails, she's gonna need to stop for some time. So hope that she doesn't fail actually. Using iron, and she's got a +5 momentum, and it's a strong hit. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Face danger. On a strong hit, you're successful and you take +1 momentum. Okay. So after a long moment, they actually manage to see like the firelights of the other miners that are waiting for them at the entrance of the mine. And with that, we can consider that the quest is over, and actually make the fulfill your vow move. So that's how it goes. Progress move, and it's a strong hit. That's nice. So we're going to fulfill the move. Congratulations for fulfilling your vows. You have earned 1 experience point. Oh, that's nice. I'm so happy. Great. So this one's fulfilled, and I've earned 1 experience point. That's nice. The group of people. So it's made up of 5, 6, and 9 people now. Escapes the mine. Everyone is tired. Some people are battered or actually injured. Mila is, and with that, the Juliana, the healer and leader of the community, gets close to Mila. He looks at her, and says, "Thanks for your help, whoever you are. You must come to the Longhouse, and you will receive heal and treatment for your condition." And we are going to stop right here for the moment. So we're just going to we know what happened actually, but I think we're going to post all this. So I'm going to redact the post actually, and it's going to we're gonna start from here during the next session. Thank you very much for following and for watching, and please subscribe to my channels, and do not hesitate to comment. See you soon. Bye bye.